Hi guys, hello. Okay, so this is the Ikechukwus. Let me introduce my husband, Mr. Ike. Say hi. So my name is Precious Ikechukwu, and my husband is here, Ikechukwu Parako. So today in this little podcast, yeah, we're going to just be sharing 1 year so far. 1 year so far. Okay, so on the 5th of January 2025, we walked down the aisle. I walked down the aisle to meet these amazing young men on the altar, smiling and waiting for me there. It's been 1 year, and so today we're just going to be sharing with you how our 1 year has been. 1 year has been very exciting, so I'm going to ask my husband how 1 year has been for him. I will tell you too, but let me start with him. Okay, so hello, Mr. Ikechukwus.
Oh, this is Precious.
Thank you, baby. So, how has 1 year been for you?
Okay, 1 year has been all shades of beautiful, amazing. Looking back to the past 1 year, all I have to say is thank you, Jesus. Like, I'm sincerely and honestly full of gratitude. Like, I can't really thank God enough, because I keep telling my wife that over this past 1 year, I keep telling her, say, how did we end up here? Like, how did we end up together? How did it happen? Because honestly, for me, it all happened like a movie. Just like, I was just invited to a movie scene and given the script to play. I just did that, bam, and then the movie was out. So I really can't take credit for a lot of things, but I will just give credit to God for absolutely everything. Like, when I was telling my wife when we first started that this thing can only work because of Jesus, maybe she thought I was joking. It was in all sense of it, like it could only work because Jesus wanted it to work and it was involved. So, and that's actually what happened. And then that's been the foundation of our home ever since then. And it keeps getting better by the day. We learn, we grow, we evolve, we transform, and it keeps getting better. So sincerely, I thank God for the past 1 year. I thank my wife for the commitment, the intentionality to grow, the effort, the love, the peace, the joy, the happiness, the love that we create, the atmosphere we have in our home is an atmosphere of love and peace. It's very tangible, like you could literally feel it. So it has also impacted my life in a very massive way. So I sincerely want to thank God and thank my wife for this past 1 year. Yeah,
Guys, I'm the wife is talking about. It's in my head. Okay, so 1 year so far for me. This 1 year has been amazing. I was sharing with my husband, or I think my husband. I was saying that before we got married, I've heard a lot of things that 1 year of marriage is usually very chaotic. There'll be lots of buzzwords. People don't really they've not understood themselves, so they're going to fight a lot. And we didn't fight a lot. I would say that honestly, we didn't fight a lot. The times when we even disagreed, it didn't even last. There was this, as he said, commitment to make the home work and to grow. So I'm thankful to God for marriage. Sincerely, it has grown me personally. I have learned a lot of things. This 1 year I've grown in many ways, both physically and spiritually. Literally, I've grown. This 1 year has taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for my husband, because my husband is very peaceful. He doesn't like trouble. And I'm thankful that I married him. Our house at home, as he said, is an atmosphere of love. It's an atmosphere of joy. It's very palpable. Sometimes when someone comes to my house and when it's going, let's just say, I just feel like your husband loves you so much. So I'm so thankful to God for my baby. I'm so happy. I'm so in love with my husband. Yes, I'm not ashamed of that. Okay, before we go, can you tell us some things that 1 year has taught you? Some lessons that 1 year has taught you. So what have you learned in 1 year of marriage? In case there's someone who's going to be getting married, that will just watch this video?
Something I've learned over 1 year is be intentional about creating an atmosphere of peace. Like, be intentional about peace in your home. As in, make it a priority that in this my house there will be no negative vibe, there will be no bad vibe, so that immediately you see it coming up, whether it's either from you or your spouse, instead of like fueling it, you do whatever it takes to de-escalate it. Like, be very intentional about making sure your home is void of negative vibe. You watch out for it. Instead of pouring fuel on fire, look for a way to like calm it down, so it creates an atmosphere in the home that will actually encourage growth, productivity, fruitfulness, and love actually. So, and with that, you have a very beautiful home.
Thank you. So what have I learned? I've learned that it's not every fight that is necessary, like to make things known and all that, but I have learned in this 1 year that it's not everything that should be fought about. There are some dramas that are necessary and should just be kept at bay. Keep it where it is. You can lose that particular fight but win the battle eventually. I've also learned in this year that it is God that keeps a home. Prayer works. I've had to pray about certain things that I can't talk about, things that I've seen, okay, but instead of making a fuss about it, I pray about it, and somehow my husband wakes up tomorrow and say this thing, but he doesn't know I've prayed about it. So if you are here listening to me and you're marrying someone who is an unbeliever, I have no advice for you. My own advice is for people who have God's sons and daughters as their spouses. You can always talk to your father, your father, to talk to his son. It has worked over time for me, and I'm really thankful for 1 year. Oh God, there are lots of things to say. I'm also thankful that we have Jesus at the center of our home. As he said earlier when we began, and he said that our marriage would only work because of Jesus. I didn't understand it then. I would say I was a little bit offended, because the day that conversation happened, I was expecting a mushy thing. Like, I was saying, okay, what are we going to do to make our relationship work? So I was expecting, I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna do this one. What he said, this relationship was a relationship then, would work because of Jesus. And I can tell you categorically that Jesus has made it work. There are certain things I can't say, but Jesus has made it work. And finally, I want to thank my husband for being my friend. So beyond having his priestly role and fatherhood role and the husband role, he has this friendship role. There's hardly a thing I can't say to my husband. And so this is my our 1 year anniversary. Come and do the last video. Let's do it together. Our 1 year anniversary, and we're saying thank you to Jesus.
Yes. God has been faithful. God has been super faithful. Even in church today, I was just looking back over the years, and I keep telling my wife that I told her a story of when I was supposed to move out of the city I was before now, which was where I met her. I almost moved out, but somehow I stayed back, and I wasn't so sure why.
Yeah.
Until I met her, that was why I knew, okay, this was actually where I stayed back. And from there, God aligned everything perfectly by his wisdom and by his right hand. So we are just grateful to God for
1 year well spent and forever to go, baby.
Yep.
Bye.